Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pod. It's your boy, Taylor. And you're listening / maybe watching the Taylor James Lifestyle Show. I will say this. Having an office chair with rolling wheels on carpet fucking sucks. Gotta get one of those plastic deals. Actually, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and redo the flooring in this little area here. We've relocated a bunch of times, as you know, for those of you who are following along have seen. We are all over the place. Today we're in a new spot. We are upstairs in my house in what I call the loft, which I think is a little bit more suitable and was always actually the game plan as far as putting like an office or a little studio up here. It's come along. It's nice. I basically just have the desk up here. I got my elliptical here, some lighting, camera, guitar. That's about it. But lots of comfy real estate to use up here. So hopefully it'll be conducive to creation. Anyways, just kind of, you know me, guys. You know me. I'm just always thinking, I'm always thinking and always growing and always trying to progress in some way or another. Today, I kind of wanted to talk about who are you? Who do you want to be? Who have you been before? You know what I mean? These are all really important questions to ask ourselves. And the reason why I think we should start putting a lot of intent or intention into these questions and asking ourselves these questions is because the only way to get to a better place is to acknowledge that you need to get to a better place. So, I'll get into me a little bit, try to give you guys some examples to work on, I want to go back years ago. Make sure this is doing okay here. I'll go back years ago, I worked in the oil field for a long time, and learned a lot of lessons. And I want to use fitness as an example today, because in my life, that's what it's been for me, is kind of a catalyst to other forms of success and other forms of fitness. If you think of fitness as the integrity of something or the structure and how sound it is, that's how I kind of see fitness. With our bodies, the stronger that we are more fit. We are more suitable for the things that life has to throw at us, the adversity, the obstacles, maybe physically and just mentally or spiritually or emotionally. But our fitness dictates how well we are able to navigate things like that. Navigate adversity, we'll say that. And so, fitness, we'll say physical fitness, was the catalyst for me in getting to a better place as far as maybe more a better mental fitness state, if that makes sense. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed. Bear with me here, guys. Everything's new up here, so I'm trying to get the feel for stuff. Yeah, we like that. So anyways, years ago, I think a lot of guys out there, I don't know if there's any women that listen to this, besides my mother. Hello, Mom. I'll call you eventually. A lot of guys could probably relate with this. I, at one point in my early 20s, was, we'll say, lost, you know what I mean? Probably like every young man in his early 20s. I I was unhealthy, drinking a lot, very, very bad, like life choices. I mean, looking back now, it was either I go that way or I go that way. And it was like pretty significantly opposites of each other, right? One path led to where I'm at now. One path led to, who knows, potentially addiction, jail, death. Who really knows, right? Well, for me, I had this epiphany at some point. I mean, maybe it was a year of my life where I kind of, I guess, had these thoughts and realizations that I want more from myself, and I hold myself to a higher standard than the shit that I'm doing for myself, And then, not to mention that, but like, as young men, at least the young men that I affiliate myself with, we like to go fucking date girls, man. Or if you're dating boys, that's fine too. But in my case, I'm dating girls, and I was out of shape. I met this girl one time. I remember this so specifically. She was beautiful, and we met on Tinder. Of course, I don't even know if I was 21 yet. I can't remember. Somewhere around there. Yeah, met this girl. We kind of hit it off, she I think she might have even asked me to go to dinner with her or something. I can't remember how it all worked out. Anyways, we go to dinner. And back then, man, it's just so funny to look back on and think, like, I didn't have any confidence. I didn't have, like, I had no riz, as the kids are calling it these days. Like, I had nothing, dude. Like, I had fucking nothing at all. And I was a fat, like, fucking skeevy looking stoner. I don't know if I was working in the oil field at the time or if I was laid off. I think I was working in the oil field. I don't know. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. But yeah, just like thinking back, it's crazy. And so anyways, we're at dinner. She pulled this weird move and like invited some friends. And so it was like a couple's date. And it was like a couple that are friends with her and then me and her. And this is our first time meeting. And so it was kind of interesting. And basically what ended up happening is that she told me this. She was like, you're pretty cool, like personality wise, but you are too out of shape for me. Like you're too fat, essentially. And I was a chunky monkey back in those days. I was probably the heaviest I'd ever been. Well, actually, I know for a fact I was the heaviest I'd ever been at that point. Which is fucking nuts to think about because I feel fat right now. I'm like 180 right now, and I'm a little chunky. Like I need to lean down, and I was probably 220 at that point and not working out. So, I mean, 20 years old, 21 years old, fucking drinking every night when I'm not in the oil field, and then eating fucking Taco Bell and hangover food the next day. It was a bad lifestyle. But so this girl told me that I was too out of shape for her and her lifestyle. She was a fucking gym rat, and I knew it, and I loved that about her. I thought she was the most beautiful girl ever. And I was like, oh man, I wish I wasn't so fat, and I won't say that I had an emotional reaction to it. I appreciated it and I respected it, and I was like, okay, well, I have two options, and these are the two options that I think we all have. Two options: do something about it or don't. But don't fucking complain to me. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have those two options. We can either do something about it or we don't. And in that instance, it wasn't like, look, I could have lived in that forever. I could have lived there forever. I could have had shitty standards for myself. I could have, kept going out to the bars and getting lucky, every other weekend with some fucking drunk barfly. And, like meeting these dumb people and getting into trouble and, fights and violence and shit and drugs, shit like that. Or I could hold myself to a higher standard and I could really start, living up to my potential, fulfilling my at least some of my potential. You know what I mean? I feel like every year that I get older, I learn how to harness more and more of my potential. And back then, maybe at that point it was about, girls, right? I mean, I was fucking 20 years old and I was bummed, I was like, man, that fucking sucks. Like, she's right, and it was the slap in the face that I needed to, like, mentally understand, like, oh, she's so right. Like, I'm not holding myself to a high enough standard. And that kind of goes into, like, a lot of times people, and we won't get into like dating advice or anything just yet, but it's kind of like, you attract kind of the people that you're on the same level with. And I feel that way. I feel like I've seen that firsthand and I've experienced that firsthand. Especially like that girl I went to dinner with, it was like a very beautiful young woman, told me I was too fat. You know what I mean? I was trying to date up and I didn't have enough money for that. But, yeah, so, same with girls, it goes both ways. But, like for a long time, I wanted something specific, in a woman, but I was asking for more than I was able to give to a woman, right? And so I had to build myself up in order to get what I wanted from somebody else, which, that's where we're at now. We're growing. But it is a give and take in these relationships, and it's super important that you are able to, give value to somebody else and bring value to their life and bring light to their life, especially if they're bringing that to yours. Otherwise, it's like stealing, kind of how I see it. But yeah, so kind of getting back to, I guess, the topic of who are we? Who are you? Who am I? Who were we? Who was I? Who were you? Who am I going to be? Who are you going to be? Where are we going, right? These are all questions that we need to ask ourselves and really focus on and focus on finding a solution or an answer with intention and commitment and confidence and discipline. You know what I mean? These are all these things that kind of, when combined together, you can do just about anything, I believe. And obviously we're all human and nobody's perfect, and it's sometimes easier said than done. But I really do believe it's kind of like going to the gym, man. It's like, yeah, you go in and you might start going to the gym and have shitty form. You might go in and like only be able to do 10 minutes or 5 minutes on the stair stepper, or you might be able to only be able to bench the bar, or whatever the case is. But the point is the action. The point is what you're doing. It's not the result. And I wish that was an original thought, but it's not. I kind of bit that from Alex Hormozy, just because I was watching some of his stuff last night and right before I went to bed, and basically it is not the result, it's the action. We have to focus on what we're doing, not focus on what we're going to get from what we're doing. And I completely agree with him in that aspect. just because you can't, you can only bench the bar now doesn't mean that in a year you won't be able to do 135, or 225. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But if you don't start now, if you don't do something now, you'll never get to be that person that you want to be. And I really do. I just come back to holding ourselves to a higher standard, being people that we respect. Like, do you have self-respect? Do you respect yourself? Do you respect the things that you've done? Do you feel like other people don't respect you? Because if that's the case, maybe you haven't done anything worth respecting yet. I feel like I have a good amount of people in my life that respect me, and that I have equal respect for. You know what I mean? Because we know each other, and we know what each other are capable of. And I'm not saying, I say all this to say, I know we're not perfect, man. We're humans. We're always going to be growing, dude. We're always going to be, elevating or ascending to another level and to another, another thought, we're always growing. And, if you're not, you're dying. That's, it's a business term, right? Oh, if you're not growing, you're dying. But that's how we need to live as people. Like, there's no reason that we need to, we turn 18 or we graduate college or we graduate high school and we don't need to learn anymore. You know what I mean? You think you learned everything? Like, I fucking learn every day. You know what I mean? Like, I learn shit from everything in life. And I love that. I think that's the best part of life. I think that learning is what kind of life's all about. Learning and putting things together and understanding the flow of the universe, so to speak. But, yeah, man, we're always growing. We're always growing. And if we're not, we're dying, man. It's all about having a higher standard for yourself. Andy Frisell always talks about personal excellence being the ultimate rebellion. And I love that. I think there's nothing further, or there's nothing more true. You know what I mean? Like, to be personally excellent. You know what I mean? You don't need help. You're independent. You're everything that everybody wants to be all the time. You know what I mean? Perfect personal excellence would be like the dream human, right? We would all look up to that person. But those are all relatively attainable goals, you know what I mean? We just have to put the work in and continue to do that. But that's just me, just my thoughts on a fucking Tuesday or whatever day it is. Maybe it's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. Yeah, man. I've made videos, and I think I made one on Instagram, and I talked about not wanting mediocre. You know what I mean? I don't want a mediocre. What was that, T.I. that said that? I don't need a mediocre. Anyways, are you satisfied with the mediocre fucking lifestyle? Are you satisfied with the mediocre mindset? Are you satisfied with the mediocre body? I'm not. Sorry, I'm getting text messages coming in. Normally I'm not reading them, but I am not okay with mediocre. I don't want a mediocre life. I don't want a mediocre me. I don't want a mediocre car. I don't want nothing. A mediocre house, mediocre partner, mediocre kids. Like, I don't want fucking mediocre, dude. I'd rather have nothing than have mediocre. And maybe that's a little over dramatic, but my point is like, once you start understanding that you deserve more for you'll be able to work harder for yourself. A lot of us get so caught up in working for other people, whether it's in business or just in our lives, working emotionally or working mentally for people. Basic like energy transfers between people. Like, they take your energy and you work for that person. You know what I mean? They have power over you. Like, what do you expect? And I feel like people think that's how the world is supposed to be. And that's because the way that's because of the way that it is now. That's the way that it's always been, and it's always going to be. And people have this misconception about growth, and like, oh, it's not for people like me, or it's not for average people, it's not for mediocre people like me, it's for famous people with lots of money. You know what I mean? Well, how the fuck do you think they got there? You know, a lot of them started where you're at. You know what I mean? And they didn't like where they were at, and they put in fucking work for themselves, and that return on their investment, you know, grew exponentially. But what they did is they recognized they didn't like it, initiated a plan to change it, stayed consistent with that plan, grew, and then became the people that they are now, you know? And I mean, when you break it down as simply as that, it really allows you to think, okay, I don't like where I'm at. I don't like where my body is. I don't like where my head is, which you can fix. Probably a twofer on that one. If you want some help, let me know. I'll give you a hand getting your body and your mind right. But if you're not cool with the way things are right now, then change it, dude. I'll help you. All you got to do is reach out to me. Like I would love to help your life grow times 10. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying, you know, I'm not promising anything to anybody, but if you want the change and you're willing to put the work in, I'm willing to help you. That's the deal I'm willing to make with you. I want to see you grow. I love to watch myself grow. I love the way it makes me feel. I love that 10 years ago, I had zero confidence. I had zero balls. I had zero fucking arms. I had zero fucking everything, dude. I had zero 10 years ago. And I don't think that I have a lot now. I'm just getting started. I'm just getting warmed up, like just barely getting warmed up. But what I'm able to look back on is how much I've grown. And that's not even just 10 years, right? 10 years is a lot to look back on. But I'm saying, dude, like 10 weeks, you know what I mean? I'm saying 10 months, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying last year. I'm saying a year ago. I'm saying where I want to be in a year from now, right? Like these are all how you compound the interest over time as you're steadily getting better, like a little bit every day. You know, people talk about compounding interest. And if you have even 0.5% that compounds every day, you know what I mean? Just compounding every day, 0.5%. You get 0.5% better every day. Like you, inside of you, in your head, in your mind, in your body, 0.5% better every day. Think about where you'll be in 10 years. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit that I'm talking about. And that's why I'm sitting here like, dude, I don't want fucking mediocre, and I don't want you to have mediocre. I think we deserve more. We deserve better, especially if we're willing to put the work in. We got this. Like, we'll help each other out. We'll dominate. We'll fucking kill it. We'll crush it. It'll be cool. It'll be great. We'll be fucking rich, jacked, tan, and fucking, it'll be great. Change people's lives for the better, you know, change the fucking world. That's the mission, right? But it takes a lot of fucking hard work and discipline, and it starts now, starts today. Yeah, man. I think we need to have higher standards for ourselves with the way the fucking world is right now. I think it's never been more important to really look at who we are as people. I feel like there's a lot of like morally compromising shit going on in the world and like happening in life, and it's like we're getting overstimulated so much to the point where people's tolerance for fucked up shit is through the roof, and maybe it's intentional, but I think it's just really time that we focus on being the people that the world needs us to be, but also being the people that we are supposed to be for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like you yourself are an amazing human. Like there's no reason, at least nothing that I can think of, no reason why you can't make millions of dollars. No reason why you can't be jacked. No reason why you can't be lean. No reason why you can't be healthy. No reason why you can't be happy. There's no fucking reason at all. So reach out to me, guys, if you if you think that you're ready to make the change. If you think that you're ready to become a better version of you a little bit every day, reach out to me, man. That's what I'm here for. Like, that's literally, whoa, that's literally what I'm here for. You know, I really do believe it's my purpose to help change people's lives. And I do believe that using fitness and other different methods it's going to be the way that I do that. And so, guys, if you found value in this, if you just need somebody to talk to, if you just need and I like help coming up with ideas, dude, if you fucking need anything, I'm here for you. You know what I mean? You can DM me. You can DM me somehow. Get a hold of me. Figure it out. If you want it that bad, you'll figure it out. But, you can find me on Instagram and stuff like that. I just did a little work on my website. If you guys want to check that out, it's illfit.com, and that is going to be ILLFITT.com. And we're just playing around with that a little bit, trying to dial it in, stuff like that. So, check it out. Reach out to me, guys. I'm here to help you. I am here for you, This content that I make is purely for you. And, it's medicinal for me. I like to make it. But I just want to hopefully empower a person or two, and help people realize kind of the things that I've realized in my journey with fitness really is the big one. And like I said at the beginning of this podcast, fitness was always the catalyst, had always been the catalyst that really led to other things in life changing. It started with fitness, really. Like, as soon as I started getting my mind right, my body right, dude, it was like getting promotions at work, fucking working, better. Like my mind and my body works better than everybody else's. You know what I mean? I'm getting up earlier. I'm working harder than every motherfucker around. And, that's what it takes, to get to where you want to go. I got promoted to a really decent, pretty fucking good position. Youngest fucking dude on an 11 or 12 man crew, running the crew, my crew. And it's like, dude, how did this happen? Well, I'll tell you, man, it started with my physical fitness, and that led to just a multitude of more growth and development and personal excellence in my life. And if you give me an opportunity to, I will give you that, and I will change your life. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching this. Stick around, subscribe, tell your friends, please. I really appreciate it. I'm really trying to grow this YouTube, and I'm really trying to grow it all at this point, and mostly so that I can reach more people and help more people that really need it. So share it with everybody, please, if you could. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your time. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to be trying to drop more content more regularly, and we're going to have a potential sale going on January 1st. So check out illfit.com. That's ILLFITT.com. And we're going to be coming up with some sales soon on coaching packages and shit like that. So stay tuned for that, guys. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Victory to everybody.